Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And right now, I will be watching an interview. And this is the cast of Varanasi, and they're doing a lot of interviews right now in the international circuit, which is great. So SS Rajamouli, he knows that his vision is to present this as a global cinema rather than just Indian cinema. So that's amazing, and it's great to see like the cast and obviously Rajamouli sir himself giving interviews. So the one that I'll be reacting to is by the Collider Interviews channel. So this has obviously the lead cast, Mahesh, Babu, Priyanka Chopra, and Prithviraj Sukumaran. I don't want to deal with this any further. Let's watch this right away.
How are you three doing?
Very well.
Good. How are you?
I'm happy to be here. I really am grateful to be invited, and it was a really amazing experience in seeing the footage in front of so many fans. I can only imagine what it was like for you three. I have a lot of questions, but I like asking a few curveballs at the beginning. These are harmless, I promise. And the first one is, what is your favorite Indian food, and what is it?
Mine is good old Hyderabadi chicken biryani. I love it.
I had it yesterday, actually. It was quite good.
Yeah, Hyderabad is incredible food. I love the chicken biryani too, but I'm a big fan of chaat. Chaat is street food, Indian street food. So, that's my favorite.
Yeah, she can eat everything. Yeah?
He's just jealous. Just jealous. Because he can't. Sorry, forgive us. Yes, your favorite food.
I mean, when you say Indian food, it's a bit like saying
so
Indian
diverse.
cinema.
Oh.
There's no Indian food. It's like the same food across in different parts of India are very, very different.
Yeah.
That's true.
I come from a seaside town in Kerala, so I've grown up with a lot of seafood. I love rice and fish curry from back home.
Yeah.
That's my
The
comfort
Kerala
food.
fish curry is clutch.
Is it something with the things you've mentioned? Do you like to cook, or is it something that you just like to eat?
We like to eat.
It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things, you guys have all done a ton of projects through your career, and I'm really curious, which previous project changed you the most as an actor and as, I'll just say as an actor, or maybe even as a human, making something and the impact it had on you?
So just to get back to your question, ton of projects? No, he's done a ton of projects.
Done like 100
100
movies.
movies. this is my 29th film.
Yeah, I mean, that is
That's a lot of
still
stuff.
Yeah.
29.
But I've been acting from 25 years.
How old were you when you started?
24, so yeah.
No, you started as a kid as well.
Yeah, I started from the age of 4. So I did
He
a
was
lot of
4 years
films.
old when he started making movies.
So the film which changed me is this,
Oh, this
He
one?
said
this one.
before this, Mahesh, don't
Before
cheat.
that, yeah, I can't, there were a lot of films which every film changes you, to be honest.
No, I'm trying to think
Priyanka's
of
like,
mine.
But
why?
I'm talking here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said that out. Oh my god.
I figured out what the banter is like on set.
So the films
They
which
actually
changed me
have
was Poki was
incredible
one film.
chemistry.
That was,
Like, I can
made me
already
star.
sense it.
So obviously that changed me. So I was this was in 2006, and that film was a huge hit. And it changed so much for me that I literally got confused after that. I didn't know what to do. It's because you go to a phase where, how it's like the expectations of the audiences are so high.
Yeah, it
That you
happens.
literally go into a space that you don't know what to do next.
Right.
So that happened to me. So every film changes your mindset, but nothing like what I'm experiencing right now with this film. I mean, it's something else.
Priyanka's
I've
thinking,
had a
which
few,
one?
I feel. I took a few pivots in my career, and each one kind of changed me. I mean, I don't come from the movies or the movie business or had any aspiration to be an actor when I was young. My parents were doctors. I come from a really academic family. I loved watching movies, but I never thought in my head that that was an actual profession that a person could do at that time. So I kind of got thrown into it after winning a beauty pageant, and so my film school was a film set. So everything that I've learned from filmmakers that I've worked with, co-actors that I've worked with, and I still consider myself a student. But I've had like fashion was a really early film for me, which changed me.
Yeah, she won a national award for that. No?
There was like another one called Barfi, which was a really
I was
difficult
waiting, like mention
character
Barfi.
and undertaking to take on, and apparently I did it successfully.
I
And then
loved
when
her in
pivoted
Baji
and
Rao
went
Mastani
and
as
started
well.
working in the West, kind of the culture of filmmaking is completely different, and then trying to navigate that. So I feel very privileged to, be challenged and have and take on challenges, and then coming back to do a Telugu film. Like, I don't speak the language, I don't understand the language, so I had to phonetically memorize and understand each word to be able to banter in the movie. So improvisation is really tough. So I lean a lot on the director, but like I love that as a challenge, and hopefully I'll be able to pull that off well.
I'm confident.
I try.
I'm confident.
I mean, as an actor, you realize that every film there is something you learn, unlearn, you discover. Sometimes you learn what not to do. Sometimes you learn what to do. Every film is a lesson. So it's pretty impossible to pick one film that is stand out for you. But since you asked the question, recently maybe there's a
Aadu
film called The
Jeevitam.
Goat Life,
Yeah.
Aadu Jeevitam on Netflix, which really pushed me as an actor for multiple reasons. One, for what the role was about. It was about someone who gets stranded in modern day slavery in a desert in Saudi Arabia for 3 years. And I just had to completely transform myself physically and everything. And the shoot got stuck in middle of the pandemic, and the entire crew, myself included, we were in the deserts of Wadi Rum for 3 months, not shooting, just stuck there, and finally had to come back in a repatriation flight back to India. And then a year and a half later, go back to Jordan and then Algeria and then finish the film. So the process plus the character, there were a lot of lessons there for me. It's called The Goat Life. It's streaming on Netflix now. Interestingly, now that you're from the US, one film that I should talk about is something I did back in 2014, I think, where I played an Atlanta Department police officer, and was shot in Atlanta. And I played this Indian boy who was adopted as a teenager by an American couple who grows up in Atlanta and becomes a
film
police
is that?
officer there. And I realized back then that was the first time I was trying to root a character in things that I did not know at all. So as an actor, you try and associate moments of your character arc with things you have experienced in your life, people you have seen around you, literature you have read, maybe films you have grown up with. I had none of those crutches for that character. So I had this wonderful experience of actually speaking to policemen in Atlanta, and the policemen, the typical policeman that an Indian actor would imagine is so far different from your American or Atlanta PD sergeant or captain, that it was really interesting for me to be truly swimming, not knowing which way I'm headed. That was very interesting. That also was a film that I think I learned a lot.
Jumping into why I get to talk to you guys today here in India, which I still can't believe I'm saying. I hate asking a generic question, but nobody knows anything about the movie beyond this little bit that we've seen in the teaser trailer or trailer, however it's called.
A lot more than I thought we would see, actually.
So I'll actually, then I'm going to switch it to, what was it like for the three of you seeing that footage? How much did SSR tell you about what would be in the trailer, and how much were you, when you guys were sitting there in front of 50,000 or however many fans were there, and watching it, like how much were you seeing things for the first time?
No, we knew about it, exactly
Yeah.
what he wanted to show, So we started work on the teaser a year ago.
Oh,
And the 3-minute video footage which you saw took 12 months for the team to do it. And so we knew exactly. Usually he gives a press conference and tells the story of the film. So for this film, he didn't want to do that. And because the scale of the film was so big, so he said he wanted to do a 3-minute video teaser which tells you the exact story of the film. I mean, it blew our minds away.
Mahesh Babu was saying he wanted to do a 3-minute teaser which tells you the exact story of the film. Now, I feel I need to watch it again, and I don't know if it's in chronological order, but that'll be very, very interesting. Okay, are we getting? I know we're not gonna get spoilers, but I hope we get something, some carrot we get.
When I first heard the presentation of the teaser, what he was going to do, and so finally when the whole VFX was done and when I saw it, I was like blown away. And so the feeling which I got when I saw it with the crowd,
Yeah,
was,
it would be insane. No?
I still have the goosebumps.
Well, I mean, like that has to be almost like it has to be almost like a musician, like a rock star. It had to feel that way walking out with that many people going crazy. Or maybe I'm wrong.
No, but you're not. But, you know, India loves its movies. And Indian fans are very, very loyal and, you know, are not afraid to show their love wherever in the world you might go. So, you know, and especially with Telugu cinema, and Mahesh can talk about it a little bit more, but, you know, these kind of events are not uncommon. It happens often, but never so early. It usually happens, you know, when the movie's releasing. But to do it so early, a year or something out before it even comes out, was spectacular.
Yeah.
But also like that screen that we had, which people like, it's the biggest screen in the world. So to be able to show the trailer or the 3 minutes of each chapter of the movie. So what that trailer shows you is where the movie travels, you know, every part of the travel of the movie. And there's so many Easter eggs, which I know a lot of fans have already started speculating about. Some of them have a lot of it right, which is terrifying. I was like, how did they figure that out? But they're like zooming in and, you know, but that was really incredible when I, like Mahesh said, we knew what he wanted to make, but to be able to see it with the euphoria and the energy of that many fans that had been waiting for such a long time to get a little glimpse, and then to be able to see the scale of all of our characters and the journey of our of the movie from like 2000 BC to 2027 was just, it's amazing. So it was really, really cool.
I'm just going to switch question if you don't mind. I'm so excited. I love IMAX. It's my favorite format, and you guys are filming this in IMAX. I'm not sure, is IMAX a huge thing in India? Do a lot of fans go to IMAX? What does it mean to you guys to be making this in IMAX?
I mean, it is catching up now for sure.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, the experience of watching it on a big screen is something else. And so if the right film comes for
In
IMAX,
tier one, I would
the
say
experience is going to be.
in tier one, I would say it's like a really big deal, because I feel like the big productions which we see that, oh, it's supposed to be seen in IMAX. I feel that moviegoers who love watching movies in the theaters, they go out of their way to watch it in IMAX. At least that's what I feel. In tier one, definitely.
Unbelievable. And by the time our film comes in 2027, there are going to be more screens, and it's going to be big.
Yes, I truly can't wait. I'm going to switch and ask you an individual question if you don't mind. What do you want to tease about the wheelchair and your character?
And how comfortable was it, Prithvi? How much
I
fun
could
was
fall asleep
it?
in it, yeah.
I mean, just because you said that, there was this one day of shoot when he was in this wheelchair, he couldn't move, the poor guy. And he had a very long monologue happening. And there were these flies sitting on his face. And literally, the poor guy, he was like, he couldn't do anything about it. And he was actually praying to the flies. He said, for this one shot, please don't come near me.
Because he's incapacitated, so he can't
He can't move.
He can't move his limbs.
Because to make sure that, you know,
And I think they heard his prayers. They didn't come near him for the shot. He just prayed and bingo, the flies were gone.
Yeah, to make sure that, you know, I don't involuntarily move my hands or legs. My hands and legs are kept tied, I mean not tied, like sort of locked in place by a mechanism where I can truly then be sure that, okay, whatever I do, I'm not going to be moving my hands or legs. Which then also means that in case a fly comes and sits on my nose...
If you want to itch your nose, you need somebody else to do it.
Yes, yes. So yeah, it is, but, you know,
Sorry, sir, I have to interrupt. The first day I was like, I got my dialogue wrong, and I was like, so I put my hand literally on him, and I said, sorry.
yeah.
So this guy's not easy. He's like, that's not my leg.
Yeah. So I mean, the wheelchair. There is a lot more to it than what you would think from that one picture you saw. And because of who he is and because of the mind that this character is, the wheelchair in a way is an extension of his personality. The wheelchair in a way is an extension of how his mind works. And he's a dangerous man. He's a very dangerous man who's
so cool to see
just
Prithvi in that
physically
role.
incapacitated. And his mind works in very, very unpredictable, dangerous ways. And it's the wheelchair is set up in a way where it almost connects directly to his thoughts. So I'm not going to elaborate further.
That's
the
a big
wheelchair is
point.
not just a prop. It is very much
So
an extension of who
mind
Kumar is.
controls the wheelchair.
SSR comes up with very good antagonists, and he's talked about how much he loves his antagonists. So I'm really.
I have an elephant memory. I remember everything. Yeah. So before he narrated the story to me, it was one of our early meetings, and so.
And that's like 15 years.
No, this was I think this
After
was
RRR.
during Triple R.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Triple R hadn't released, and he had come home to my place for lunch. And then we were just discussing, he said what kind of film he wants to make. We hadn't zeroed in on the script yet. And then he finished lunch and he said, do you have anything in mind? What kind of film you want to do with me? And I was like, what do I tell you? I mean, his vision is like so big. I mean, what do you tell to SSR? So he left and I messaged him and I said, I'm just really happy doing this film with you. And I love the way you present your heroes, sir. I mean, you really love your heroes. And he said, thank you. But I love my villains more. I mean, that was the message he sent that day. This is what exactly he said. He said, thank you, I love my villains more. So I didn't know how to react. I just put a smiley symbol. I said, okay.
I think he loves his villains more because that is that one ultimate prop for a filmmaker to truly elevate the hero. Is to make the villain as
The
scary
bigger
as
the villain, the bigger the hero.
I mean, it's a classic. For the West, it would be like the classic James Bond formula.
Exactly.
The scarier the villain, the bigger the hero becomes.
Then that's
So-
it's not even I always feel in a movie where there's a standoff in the end, if the villain is weak, it's not fun. Generally, I'm saying if the villain is weak, because if I find the villain intimidating enough, I am really, really in my heart rooting for the hero. Then that I am seeing the hero's efforts. That it was very difficult to beat this particular person, and you have done it. So respect. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make you feel better. You don't want to feel better, that's fine.
yeah, I was trying.
Timing goes off, don't blame me. Yeah?
I love their camaraderie. It's just
So
nice.
one of the things that is so different about this film and making this film is, in America, a small movie might shoot for 20, 25 days, and a big movie might be 100 days. And you guys are filming this, I could be wrong, for a year and a half or longer. I don't know what the final thing is going to be. What is it like as actors to be making a film for so much of a part of your life? It's like it's a huge commitment of your time, your energy, and everything.
You need to be committed. I mean, it's a long period of time. It's 2 years, so you need to be mentally prepared for
Yeah.
that. And once you're mentally prepared, I think it's quite easy. She keeps asking me. She says, "How are you doing this? You need to do more films." I said, "I'm fine."
I mean, for you, it's been like 5 years you haven't done anything because you had prepped for this movie for a year. Then you're going to be filming
Don't make
for
it 5. Is it 5 now? Am I
a
missing
long
something?
time.
Did somebody tell you it's 5? 3 years. Yeah, but it's fine. I'm mentally prepared. Then once you're committed, then it's a very enjoyable process.
Yeah.
But I also think such long commitments usually seem cumbersome only when it seems like there is no activity taking place or when you're
Yeah.
not involved with the actual film. But with Rajamouli sir, even when you say 1 year or 1.5 years, see, that does not mean we are shooting every day of those 1.5 years. Plus, all through as actors, we are constantly engaged. We are probably in rehearsals or test shoots or testing. And if you ever have an opportunity to see how he shoots, you realize that the pace is frenetic. On set, if you come to a Rajamouli sir shoot, it's not like anybody is sitting around. I mean, some days we hardly get like 5 minutes to catch a bite in between and then for lunch and then we're back on set shooting. So the shoot pace is frenetic. It takes so long because of what he is trying to achieve, because of the sheer ambition and scale of the vision. Some days we might be like from morning 7:30 to 6:30, we might be trying to get that one shot, and at 6:30 we could be at take 94, and we'll be like, okay, that's a wrap. We are going to try this again tomorrow. Yeah, we've done that. We've done that.
Complicated camera movements.
Yeah.
And so many things happening at the same time. But also, like, just for context, production schedules are different in Indian films than they are in America. We shoot a lot here with like every set or every location. So you'll shoot for 25, 30, 60 days, say for example, you shot that part, and then you'll take a break for a little bit while the other one gets set up. So the commitment for actors is usually a long time, and this film is like times X of that, just because of the vision of it.
I'm curious for thus
He's asking
far,
also
what has
nice
been
questions.
the most difficult
Steve.
shot or sequence of the film, and what can you tease about it? Whether,
For each one of us, or generally in the movie?
no, just actually, no. I want to take that back. I want to change to a different question. One of the things I love about SSR's movies is the way he used slow motion just so fucking brilliantly. I held back the curse, and he told me how all those slow motion shots are figured out way in advance. So I would imagine all three of you are going to have moments of slow motion. What has he told you about your shots, and how excited are you to
He's
be
asking really good
in those
questions.
shots?
The beauty about him is he does not explain the technical aspect to the actors. He does not say this is a slow motion shot or this is what.
We're not supposed to know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's supposed to know that, and he handles it.
So he doesn't tell you.
I mean, we'll hear it if
Sometimes
he's like,
he says
okay,
it,
46, you know, whatever. We'll hear if he says 48 frames or
But
something.
most of the times it's like, I want the expression like this, I want you to do this.
Okay.
He just explains what he wants, and then you do it, and then it's like, okay, and then you hear nice, and then you hear very nice. If you hear very nice, that means you're like, you can pump your fist. I mean, you've given a brilliant shot. So it's usually like that. And I mean, that's how it should be also, because it's not our job to know how.
Our jobs are to know our characters and not more than that. And
Yeah.
he really protects his actors and our minds and our sensibility when we're working. I mean, I love good slow motion, of course,
And
but
the one common quality all of us have is, I don't know, I don't check the monitor, neither does she. And I've hardly, I don't think he can check it also.
I was going to say he's
Even
trapped. He's trapped in his chair.
if he wants to, he can't check the monitor. So none of us have this habit of going and checking the monitor. Once the shot is done,
so we have no idea what it really
Because I
will
mean,
be.
we are very, very secure that way, because we know that if he said, okay, next shot, that okay is okay. I mean,
She was
we
a bit
for
confused initially. She was like, okay, is it nice? Is it okay? But, yeah. I'm assuming it's nice, because then she would hear nice. Then she would get excited.
We count who gets more nices and who gets more very nices.
So
And who gets like an okay. No, just because you shot a little bit more than me, that's why you have more. Not because you did a better job.
I love
Because
their
one thing
camaraderie.
I've noticed with Rajamouli sir is, for all the grand visuals and the sheer scale and imagination that his films carry, I've realized that as far as possible he sticks to the most simple basics for his filmmaking. I've seldom seen him setting up a gimmicky shot. In fact, never.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
true.
seen him attempt a gimmick with the camera or an unnecessarily complicated track
Yeah,
movement.
and he would
Nothing.
know
For him, it's
because Prithvi himself is like, I mean, he's a filmmaker overall, so that observational skills is there with him.
about the basics. It's about classical filmmaking done right. Now, when I say classical filmmaking done right, it might seem easy, but that's the tougher thing to do. You know, there's no escape mechanism there. When you're sticking to that language of making a film, you really can't have an escape mechanism for a shot that you're not able to capture, or a moment that you're not able to get. You will have to just keep at it till you get it, and
Yeah.
that he does. That he does. If he will go on till he gets what he wants.
It's Kubrick-esque.
Yeah.
I think I'm out of time. I'm making sure. Yeah, I'm out of time. I'm just going to say it's great to see all of you in India. I really can't wait for sometime in 2027 to see the film.
Thank you. Great
Thank you
talking
for
to
your time.
That was a good interview. Actually, it got over really quickly. I mean, I would have, because he had really good questions. I would say he had really, really good questions, and Because when it's talking about filmmaking and how the experience, it's not just the typical how was the experience, but he actually got into like asking questions about like the shot or the filmmaking process, how does it feel to be like committed to a film for 2 years and all. Great to see. My biggest takeaway here is that I just loved the chemistry between these three. I just absolutely loved that. Another thing which has gotten me really excited is that how it's gonna look in IMAX, because I mean RRR visually, let's just talk about RRR because that was the last film, even Bahubali for that matter, but let's take RRR. It looks visually so stunning, but the 3-minute teaser glimpse of Varanasi is out of this world. Like when I had watched the teaser, I was like, what is he imagining? What is Rajamouli sir imagining? So to experience that in IMAX is going to be something else. It's going to be something else. I'm very happy because Allu Cinemas is opening very close to my place right now. So I mean the soft launch already happened, I think a month back or so, and I'm really happy that 2027 it'll be fully operational, and I'm hoping there is an IMAX in that, because Allu Cinemas is gonna give tough competition to PVR, at least here in Hyderabad, I would say. So yeah, this was a great interview. I think please let me know if I should react to the other interviews as well, because the first recommendation when all of these interviews started dropping was the Collider one. So I thought that okay, maybe like the questions are really nice and it's a very engaging interview, which it was. I was very happy to see like good questions asked, and very happy to see like overall camaraderie of the lead cast. So yeah, anyway, sorry. That was my reaction. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and I'm gonna sign off now, and I'll see you soon on my next video. Bye.